Shalom and good day, all. This is Healing29 back again for some more DC reviews, and in these DC reviews I will be covering Aquaman issue 3 and by Jeremy Adams, and also Green Lantern Corps, who also has Jeremy Adams working along with a co-writer. I'll now get things ready and organized in regards to which one I'll be reviewing first. So starting off with first things first, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? It does, to which I give it a 7 out of 10. Next is the area of the internal art, to which we'll have a look around the beginning, middle, and of course the end, and also what's happening story-wise with the characters. So as the story begins, we start off with a bit of a flashback of sorts, following the character of Arthur, who would be the main character of Aquaman later on, or in the main story. And we see a bit of a discussion between himself and his old man at Amnesty Bay. As we draw towards the middle of the story, we realize that there's a little bit more happening with some of the characters that he has met up within the story. And as the story advances, of course, we do return back to a bit of a flashback of sorts. And in between, we learn that there is a character by the name of Dagon in the dream. So like in relation to a bit of an old fish god of sorts that was once worshipped by peoples of old, to basically be the next nemesis to which Aquaman will be taking on. So for the internal art, I give it a 7.5 out of 10. Now it's time to move in relation to the area of the story. Surprisingly, I want to point out something, is that this story included some comic book references, to which we got to see a comic book reference to the previous issue, so issue 2 of Aquaman, as well as Batman and Superman issues 35 to 37. Next is the area of time, to which we have then being used, not so much the appearance of now or whatever else that could be used to address the present time. The location, we have Amnesty Bay, but that's mainly shown in the flashbacks, and the key cast of characters being Aquaman, and also the character or new villain known as Dagon. For the overall story rating, I give it a 7.5 out of 10. Now it's time to move on to the Green Lantern Corps issue 2. So as we move into the Green Lantern Corps issue 2, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? Sure enough it does, to which we do get a bit of central attention around the character of Kilowog, but also whoever else might be on the scene in the Green Lantern Corps, to which I give it a 7 out of 10. Now it's time to move in relation to the area of the art, as we have a look around the beginning, middle, and of course the end, and also what's happening story-wise with the characters. So as the story begins, we learn that the Green Lantern Corps are en route to the ruins of Thanagar, to which they're investigating something in relation to Nth metal and also how it connects to Thanagar. We did end up getting some comic book references as well in this issue, which I think was really good, and it also plays a part in the rating of the story. As we start to move towards the middle of the story, we end up meeting with the character known as Atrocitus, as well as the Red Lantern, or the Red Lantern Atrocitus, plus who we see here, Zilius, as I forget the name of the Red Lantern cat, but we do get to see that cat communicate with like other members of the Red Lantern Corps that are also making themselves present. And last but not least, towards the end, to which we end up encountering a Nth metal sphere. For the internal art, I give it a 6.5 out of 10, as it did feel a little bit rushed. Next is the area of the story rating. So the story rating consisting of, well, as I brought up before, we did end up getting a comic book reference. So comic book references will be a part of this. Time, location, and cast. So starting with the comic book reference, we had the Green Lantern Civil Corpse saga. Next is the area of time, to which there was none mentioned. The location to which a majority of this is taking place is in Fenegar. The cast of characters consisting of Hawkwoman, Jon Stewart, Kilowog, Atrocitus, and Zilius Zox. For the overall story rating, I give it a 7 out of 10. Until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day.